Finally, the full wallet crisis has been solved at last. Words that you'll never hear me say in real life. But anyway, how's it going, everyone? This week we're back in the Collector's Corner, and I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the Zelda games that I never quite covered at the time when they released, for one reason or another, or mostly just health problems. But before I get into Twilight Princess HD, I wanted to talk a little bit about Skyward Sword HD, the game that is long overdue since I might have missed the mark by about a year. But anyway, I'm going to be starting things off with with Skyward Sword Wii version, the original release, and this is the 25th anniversary release on the Wii. And I just want to take a quick look at this one. Don't worry, guys, it will all be relevant, of course. You know, I'm dealing with special editions here, so everything will be relevant. But this is the special edition, which contains the orchestra, or the special orchestra CD. So a few tracks from the game, alongside a few orchestrated versions of different tracks. But I will admit that there was actually a special edition with a golden Wiimote, which I never quite got around to getting. So yeah, I still cry myself to sleep every night at that one. But I did get to enjoy the anniversary special orchestral CD, as you guys can see there, with the gold disc. And again, 25th anniversary special. I won't quite go into the disc because you guys can see it there fine. But behind there, we get the Skyward Sword original Wii disc. And of course, the age rating butchering the discs as always. So yeah, that's a very, very sad event. But moving to the left of the case, this is something that we won't see too often in modern games. So guys, a long time ago, when I was a wee lad, we used to have instruction booklets where you could do certain things like read the story of the game. There were notes you could take in the back and so on. Yeah, very long time ago. But yeah, in addition to that, that manual was in color as well. So that was something to be excited about. Jeez, yeah, very scary times there, way back when. But anyway, I'll put that to the side there because I think it's time for the star of the show. And that is, of course, if I'm not kicking the camera, it is, of course, Skyward Sword HD, the Switch version. Oh, there we go, guys. Another surprise as well, the steel book, which I ninja'd into the video. Of course, it wouldn't be a true special edition without a steel book, as we all know by now. But anyway, there's Skyward Sword HD. So kind of similar at the back, all the information of the locations. But of course, we have the motion controls and button-only controls, which I think is the biggest change to the HD version. In addition to that, we have the we have an Amiibo here. A bit of foreshadowing, as you guys can see. But yeah, the Zelda and Loftwing Amiibo, which of course is sold separately. Yeah, that was a little bit of a hassle. One of the main reasons why it took me so long to get around to reviewing this. But you guys, I'll get to that in a second. So anyway, if I can stop kicking the camera, and unfortunately that's the reason why some of my other videos have a little bit of a wonky camera angle. But anyway, yeah, if I'll get onto the steelbook now, you guys can see, of course, we have Link, the hero himself at the front, the hero of the sky, in addition to the Master Sword, Fi, Keyring, and a few other main characters. Of course, Zelda's there as well. Oh, did you know Zelda's the main character? Yeah, I know, who would have guessed? But yeah, Groose, the headmaster, and so on. Anyway, let's get this bad boy open and take a closer look. Oh, if I can get around this plastic. Jeez, this is, hold on one second. Oh, there we go. A little bit of magic at play. 3, 2, there we go. Okay, perfect transition as always. Maybe not quite, but anyway, moving to the back before I actually go in, we have the high-end shield, of course, with the Triforce and the Loftwing art, because, you know, the Skyward Sword version, because why not? And inside the disc, inside the case, we have the goddess symbols, various goddess symbols. It of course doesn't add too much, but hey, it's really nice to look at every time you want to take your CD or your game cartridge in and out. So yeah. Also, there were clips for game manuals, but none to be seen. Oh, and also, of course, at the side of the steelbook, we have the title, which again, I know shouldn't be a huge, you know, I just brushed it off. I very briefly went over it, but to be honest, guys, if you have been seeing any of my newer Collector's Corner videos, you guys will know that having the text on the side is a bit of a rarity nowadays, but I think it should be standard. So, moving to the other stars of the show, and this Joy-Con was actually a separate buy from me. But before I go to the Joy-Cons, here we go, guys. We have a little bit of, well, we have got a nice Skyward Sword Zelda, Skyward Sword HD bag. And yeah, let me we go. Working my way through the bag there. Finally a bag that I can open. But yeah, not only is there a nice bag, a nice looking bag, but within the bag, we also have a Triforce. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. There we go. Got to do the slow Zelda reveal as always. But yeah, there we go. We have the Triforce alongside the Skyloft. So I will admit it's quite a nice weighty keychain. You know, sorry, keyring / keychain for those American viewers and overseas viewers. But yeah, it's quite nice. It feels quite weighty. It's definitely made out of metal, and I can confirm, as being a time traveler from a year in the future, I can confirm that this is held up pretty well on my keyring or with my set of keys. A few worn out and scratches here and there, but again, it's quite tough metal, so it will be lasting for quite some time if I had to make a prediction. But anyway, now we go on to the Joy-Cons. We have the Master Sword and the Hylian Shield combination there. A nice shade of blue and purple. I quite like it. Got a few markings here on the side. Oh, a tease in that Wii strap, or Switch controller strap, I should say. But anyway, you've got your standard warnings there. Be sure, arrow men, be sure not to use any wind bending arrows on this case, which unfortunately I think it might be a bit of a problem for the avatar. So I'm sorry, Ang. It's just be like that sometimes. Anyway, so moving on to the back of the box, we can see standard stuff. Switch controllers. Wow, I nearly say Wii all the time, but every time I say Wiimote, guys, just remember that I'm actually talking about Switch Joy-Cons. But anyway, let's take these ones out and get a closer look at them. You know, the box certainly doesn't do these Joy-Cons any justice. So moving things up. Okay. Well, if the drift doesn't get my Joy-Con, that fall most definitely will. Anyway, so before I go on to the Joy-Cons themselves, this is a Switch manual, just some of the, the Joy-Con manual even. Will it be a Joy or will it be a Con? I'll let you guys be the judges of that. I can certainly say I'll probably be a Con after me dropping it. But anyway, I can confirm that the Joy-Cons did live to see another day, and I've been using them fine for a whole year at the moment. So yeah, pretty good. But anyway, we have the straps themselves. Remember guys, do not put those straps on upside down. I don't know if you guys saw the launch of the Switch, but too many people put them on upside down and they were getting stuck. And I don't know if they fixed it yet, but I mean, I honestly don't want to test that out the hard way. I think I'd rather just keep my Joy-Cons free. Thank you very much. So as I said before, looking at the star of the shows, the dual Joy-Cons, the Master Sword and Hylian Shield combination with a few bits of markings. All the standard stuff, no additional buttons, exactly the same as normal Joy-Cons from what you would expect. The 4 back buttons, 2 on each Joy-Con, or Joy-Kai, whatever you like to call Joy-Con plural. But as I wrestle with the bag, here we go, finally out, free at last from its plastic prison. And yeah, as I said, feels exactly the same as a normal Joy-Con. A few additional details here, as you guys can see, the red Triforce and Loftwing logo. So nice bits of detail here, which I'm sure Zelda fans would love. Get my camera to focus a little bit so we can get a better view. There we go, nice and focused. But yeah, I do like the use of gold as well. It reminds me a lot of the 3DS, the Ocarina of Time 3DS, and even the Majora's Mask 3DS. So quite nice stuff. And of course, there's more on the other side, another Triforce logo here. Not quite in red, but still a nice addition to the Joy-Con. But yeah, there we go, just another view in case you guys hadn't seen it the first time. But as I said, very nice. I'm sure Zelda fans will be very happy at that amount of detail. I think it looks quite nice personally. But yeah, certainly a collector's item. So moving on to the actual straps, gotta take my time, make sure they go in properly. And I will admit this one's a bit more of a stiff fit compared to the original Joy-Cons. Much tighter fit, and it honestly feels better, just really snug, and definitely doesn't feel like it's going to fall off. Of course, with all the Joy-Cons or the Joy-Con straps, there are the like small buttons at the bottom, small levers at the bottom, which prevents it from flying out. But as I said, that one feels pretty rigid, so I can't see it flying out anytime soon. But anyway, there we go, guys. We've got a Wii boxing position. Actually, it's more so wrist swinging in Skyward Sword HD, but I will certainly give this a thumbs up. Oh, sorry, wait a second. A Joy-Con thumbs up even. Definitely more appropriate for the situation. But yeah, not really too much else to say about them. They're wrist straps which fit quite nicely with the theme of the or the color scheme, I guess. You know, like a metallic grey. But here we go. Finally, there is more, guys, as always. So this was the thing that ended up causing me to delay this unboxing / review, because this was pretty ridiculous, kind of difficult to find, to say the least, when it first released. And at that point, a ton of scalpers decided to take them, and they ended up reaching ridiculous prices, like literally hundreds of pounds at one point. So I said, no, I'm not gonna buy that from the scalpers. But anyway, guys, let's just get into the figure itself. I did manage to get one eventually for a decent price, but here we go. Had to use a little bit of magic to get this box open. Similar, like standard Amiibo stuff on the box, so I will just pass that for now. But hopefully my camera will get a grip and focus. Here we go. Yep, there we go. So Zelda and Loftwing. Very detailed Amiibo figure, honestly. I haven't bought any newer ones. This is the latest one I've got, but honestly, I would say hands down this is the most detailed of all the Amiibo that I've received so far. Maybe the Metroid Dread Amiibo, like the ME ones, are a little bit more detailed, but honestly that was a later Amiibo than this one, so can't really, you know, can't give Metroid, I can't be too hard on that. But yeah, take a good look here. We see the talons, really good detail here. The talons, you can see every individual bit of it, alongside the, I think I mentioned the base already, has like the Triforce logo on it, much like many of the different Zelda items. But yeah, we've got the Zelda drip and Skyloft drip as well, aka the talons, you know, bare talons. Yeah, Skyloft doesn't need to style, it's already got the style natural. But yeah, moving into Zelda and the Skyloft again, just hands a little bit rubbery, quite nice. Again, not really posable or anything, but just nice and soft. And then we have the harder Skyloft tail, or Loftwing tail even. Yeah, I might be saying Skyloft a lot, that's the name of the town in Skyward Sword, but hey, you know, it sounds the same, so I think you guys can give me a pass there. But anyway, that's the Loftwing. Very nice and detailed one. As I said, probably my favorite Amiibo so far, well, alongside the Metroid, like the Samus Dread ones, but very detailed, and they're just getting more and more detailed by the year, in my opinion. So if you're paying attention to the back of the box before, you guys would notice that this Amiibo actually does have a special function in the game. So as you guys can see, well, it's sold separately, so once you've finished crying like I did at the time, but yeah, no, once you use this in the game, once you get your hand on this Amiibo and use it in the game, you will be able to transport from the ground to the sky instantly, kind of similar to how you use the save statues. So pretty much a quick transport, locked behind Amiibo, a little bit disappointing, but yeah, there you have it, guys. That's everything, the full overview, and as I said, quite a solid pack. Not a special edition, mostly like pre-order bonuses, and of course the Joy-cons are individual, but hey, it's pretty good. But lastly, if you guys want to see a quick comparison between Zelda and Link, here we go, guys. We have the Skyward Sword Link Amiibo, which does absolutely nothing in the game. Yeah, pretty sad stuff. But anyway, if you guys want to see a difference in scale or just a comparison, there you go. Pretty standard size Amiibo. Of course, the Loftwing itself is a little bigger than the others, but yeah, still pretty nice. But anyway, there you go. You can see Zelda there with the Loftwing. A few more angles for you guys to see, you know, taking all the glorious Loftwing goodness, feathery goodness. At the back, the talons again, and of course Link next to Zelda, and I think that's the face of a protagonist who's been outshone by the damsel in distress, basically, because he doesn't do much in this game in terms of scanning the Amiibo. But yeah, as I said, really good pack and overall pretty nice. But wait, there's more, guys. So speaking of overdue, you thought the Skyward Sword HD one was overdue. This Twilight Princess HD one actually came out back in 2016. So yeah, definitely very overdue. But don't worry, guys, today is the day I'll finally be reviewing this Twilight Princess HD Special Edition. Now, I will say that this Special Edition isn't exactly called a Special Edition in the UK or just outside of Japan, but in Japan, this one did have the, you know, it looks a little bit different, but it does have the Wolf Link, the Twilight Princess HD game, and the CD, and they call it special edition. So I mean, if this isn't seen as special, I don't know what is. But anyway, turning to the side of the box, you guys can see everything that's included. As I just mentioned, the main game, the Wolflink and Midna Amiibo, which I guess is the star of the show here, and of course the soundtrack selection, the Twilight Princess HD selections. So quite a few things. It's not a crazy amount of stuff, but I think all of this stuff is really nice. Usually, or in some cases, I'm kind of disappointed with a few items, but all of them seem to be pretty solid. You know, the small but sweet pack here. Anyway, just paying my tributes to the Wii U. Rest in peace, Wii U. You will not be forgotten. Had some pretty amazing titles on there, I can't lie, and even the controls for certain games were really good, including Twilight Princess HD, which I will get onto a little bit later. But anyway, as you guys can see, Wii U, Nintendo seal of quality, all the standard stuff that you'd expect on the box, all the standard stuff you'd expect from the Outlaw client critique corner. But moving to the side here, we can see a little bit more art of some of the main characters in the game, and oh man, Nintendo, come on. Spoiling your 10-year-old game, it's just not good. Well, I think at this point I can say 16 years, because it's been a further 6 years since this came out, but I digress. But anyway, some key pieces of artwork here, which is really nice. Honestly, I really do love seeing the extra artwork. It kind of hypes you up for the game. But yeah, Wolflink, Midna, Ganondorf, and of course Zant, one of the main enemies in this game. So, kind of like with the classic Wii box, just some of the locations that you'll find in the game. You've got Hyrule Field, one of the gods, Wolflink, so on. There we go. But of course, the difference being that you'll be returning to the world of Twilight in Glorious HD this time. So yeah, one difference already stated. But yeah, as I mentioned before, there are quite a few differences in this game. There's the HD, of course, the fact that it's HD upscaled resolution, the chest opening, the full wallet crisis, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, where finally you'll be able to collect rupees, so it won't annoy completionists. If you want to collect all the chests in the game, you don't have to come back at a later time. And of course, as you guys saw there, it had the gamepad setting, as you can see there. So you got the gamepad, which is really nice, really good gyro aiming, and you know, the touchscreen makes it really helpful to get the items quickly. But in addition to that, you also have the Pro Controller as well if you want a more traditional approach. But with the Wolflink Amiibo, there is another feature as well, which is the Cave of Shadows, which it unlocks if you scan it. So both on the Wii U version and on the Switch version, you can scan it. And sorry, wait, what am I talking about? The Wii U version even. I'll talk about the Switch version later, because this does have some Skyward Sword compatibility, but Breath of the Wild even compatibility. But I'll get into that a bit later. Let's actually get into the box for now. So, as I mentioned before, all the standard stuff. We have the actual game case itself. Amazing stuff here, and unfortunately that game cover once again being assaulted by those age ratings. Oh goodness, Peggy and USK both assaulting it in the front. A little unfortunate. Usually with these special editions, you can escape the age ratings on the front of the box, kind of like with the Bayonetta one. But anyway, I digress. So, some of the standard warnings here. We have angry shaking fists, so be careful. There are some angry people in this game. Tread carefully. Make sure you're 12 and above if you want to play this game. But yeah, as I said, standard stuff. And as a quick comparison to the standard Wii version, as I said, very similar stuff on the back as you would expect, just minus the old, motion control, the new controls and so on. But yeah, I do kind of like the Wii version a bit better. Oh, and with some ancient technology there, Wiimote and Nunchuck, I think they called it. Geez, that was a very long time ago. So yeah, that's the standard control scheme for that. Of course, there is a GameCube version as well, but I never tried the GameCube version. I just tried the mirrored Wii version, which I will say as well, in HD Skyward Sword, in Twilight Princess HD, the hero mode, which is a difficult mode, or increased difficulty mode, has the game fully mirrored, which is just like the Wii version. So I thought I'd go for a bit of Wii nostalgia, but unfortunately that kind of backfired on me throughout the game, because there are some pretty tricky sections when you have the that. But anyway, I'll get to it a little bit later. Standard box art, as you'd expect, game and disc in there, who would have guessed. But next up, we have the CD selections, the Twilight Princess HD, Twilight Princess HD, the sound selection, and I believe there's 20 tracks on here, like orchestrated versions, like normal tracks and orchestrated versions of some of the tracks in the game. So if I turn to the back, or actually looking at the side, of course, we have some text at the side. So again, always an automatic point having text at the side of the cases or boxes. It should be standard at this point. But yeah, just my opinion. Nice bit of art on the side as well with the Triforce. But anyway, as you guys can see, there are the 20 tracks there. Full list here of the sound selection. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like a better look. But yeah, as I said, 20 pieces from the game, and then we have a few orchestral pieces as well. I do recommend playing through the game before you spoil yourself to the core, spoil yourself rotten. But again, if you just want to chill, you know, vibe out to some Zelda, then feel free to just listen to the CD before playing the game. It's up to you. But yeah, again, I don't really know if there's too much else to add. There's the teaser music as well on there, which I didn't even notice until right this second. So that's cool, I guess. But yeah, just the standard warnings stuff and so on. But taking a look on the inside, we can see Zelda, not even Zelda, sorry Midna fans. We got Midna there at the side watching you as you vibe out to the Zelda tracks, some Zelda tunes. And a nice bit of art again on the CD. You get to see those, well, I won't give anything away just in case you guys haven't played the game, but yeah, some key items there on the art on the disc. So pretty cool looking, I guess. Anyway, finally managed to free Midna from the case. Yeah, you can thank me later. But take a look at the case as well, some more art. So pretty nice. Again, it's kind of like a variation of the cover. Of course, Link and the wolf are in different positions to the cover, and of course we've got Midna on the front as well. So yeah, pretty nice. If you guys want to open it out and put it out as like a poster, then yeah, feel free to do that. A very oddly shaped poster that's very small and hard to see, so I think I'll just keep it as a CD case for now. But yeah, always nice to have the option. And again, as I say, I always do like having all these nice pieces of artwork left, right, and center. Always a plus to me. Oh, and of course, unfortunately, this CD case got a little bit battered over these last 6 years, so don't worry, that can easily be replaced. It's fine. Midna will find a new home in a new case eventually, as soon as I get around to finding a new CD case. Don't worry, Midna, your suffering will end soon. But yeah, that's everything I have to say about the soundtrack. Not really too much else to add, as I said. 20 songs. Again, I do think they're high quality. I think most Zelda games have really good music anyway, so nothing to fear. You're getting some quality sounds there, guys. You've got the Outlaw client quality assurance over here. So, finally, we have the star of the show, and this is the Amiibo, the Wolf Link and Midna Amiibo. And oh, there you go. It's almost as if it's been opened 6 years ago. But as I mentioned previously, well, nice piece of art again. I'm a sucker for art. A bit unfortunate there wasn't an art book, but still pretty nice from what we got. But yeah, as I was saying, the Wolf Link and Midna Amiibo, they do have quite a lot of functionalities, both here and in Breath of the Wild. Again, as a time traveler, I can confirm that this has Breath of the Wild functionality, which I'll get into a little bit later. But as I mentioned before, we have the Cave of Shadows, or as I like to call it, the Suffering mode, because it's very similar to the Cave of Ordeals seen in the main game. So you travel through different floors, you fight enemies, and it's kind of like an endurance test to get to the end without losing many hearts. But flawless editing once again. Yeah, no plastic there, guys, nothing to see there. Oh, and even a camera kick as well. So yeah, all around perfect editing from my part. But anyway, as you guys can see, pretty nice quality, pretty nice detail here as well. I know you guys, but again, I hope you aren't playing the drinking game for when I say detail, because there will be a lot of detail mentioned here. But yeah, really nice. But as I mentioned, the Cave of Shadows is really good just because, as I said, it's like Cave of Ordeals, endurance mode. And as I say, I like to call it the Cave of Suffering just because I decided to go on Heroes mode before for the Wii nostalgia, so because everything was flipped and that's how I originally played it. Turns out you take a lot more damage in this mode, and it's just overall a lot more punishing. So not too bad. Cave of Ordeals isn't too bad, or sorry, the Cave of Shadows isn't too bad until you start getting to the ice physics stages, and oh my goodness, guys, just have a few controllers handy, because I can assure you that many of them will end up in the TV screen. Maybe a new TV as well will be quite useful. But yeah, its functionality in Breath of the Wild is that if you scan this after you finish the Cave of Shadows, you can scan Wolf Link in with you to fight alongside you in Breath of the Wild, sorry. So yeah, it makes the early part of the game very simple and very good addition, I think, to Breath of the Wild. But yeah, that's an overview, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I will mention as well quickly, if you do a no-hit run like I ended up doing in the end, foolishly I should add, but the more hearts you have at the end, the more health Link will have, or Wolf Link will have, when you scan him in Breath of the Wild. So yeah, go for a no-hit run and you will have maximum hearts. But I can tell you guys, it is suffering from personal experience once you hit those ice levels. But anyway, that's the overview of Twilight Princess HD and Skyward Sword HD, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, as always, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's completely free and it helps me out a ton, so huge thanks once again, guys. And of course, let me know, what did you think of these special editions? Are these Zelda games amongst your favorites as well? Or maybe if you haven't tried them, has this piqued your interest? Do you think you're going to give Zelda a go now that you've had a small taste of Zelda in special edition form? But anyway, also, before I leave, I just want to once again say huge thanks to everyone who purchased a t-shirt, stickers, or a mug. I do greatly appreciate it. It's never necessary, but of course it helps the channel a ton. I've recently managed to get free delivery in the UK, so any buyers of the UK, you have completely free shipping, only for a limited time only. So please, if you are interested, make sure you take advantage of the free delivery at the moment. I am trying to extend it, but unfortunately no promises at the moment, so I'm hoping I can extend it to other territories as well. But yeah, this is all I've got for now, guys. But anyway, I should be coming up with some new designs as well shortly, so if all goes to plan, then keep on the lookout for that one, guys, because new designs will be gracing you shortly. Anyway, once again, huge thanks again, guys, for watching, and until next time, peace.